Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk. I'm going to do a channel specific video, and we're going to talk about the dangers of shadow accounts to the people who use them. Okay, so I just spoke, right? And if you want the full context, there's this, you can get the full context for everything I think about shadow accounts. But this one, it stands on its own as well. But link below if you want the full context. All right, so the shadow account. I just talked about, yeah, you used your shadow account, your account, and you insulted me. You said, "Oh, Scott, you're fat. Oh, Scott, I question your sanity. Oh, Scott, whatever ad hominem attack you decided to do, right?" And you're like, "Oh, I got you, Scott. I insulted you. I disrespected you. I slung my hate at you. I just kind of stuck it on you. And there's no consequence for me because you don't know who I am. I'm just a shadow account, right? Like, you can't get back at me because you don't know who I am. Everything I say, I have to carry the weight of that, right? Because I say at the beginning of my video, hey, this is Scott Garibay. Here's what I want to communicate to you, right? And I need to own that. But for you, for years, you've been getting away with saying whatever you wanted with no consequence. But that's not true. So I already talked to you about how you really have been hiding yourself from you. And what you don't understand is that your humanity has collected up all the courage that was ever in you, all the honor that was ever in you, everything that was good in you. Your humanity has been severed from you and has been pulled off into the mist. And it no longer belongs to you. You aren't you anymore. You're gone, right? And all you are now is a shrieking void of hatred and prejudice and anger and horror, right? You are inhuman at this point, in my humble opinion, because you use your shadow account and you thought you were cutting me, but you're really doing was severing your soul from yourself. Your identity is gone, okay? That's horrific in its own, but the horror is so much deeper, right? And I do believe I'm the only person on the planet who sees this and has realized this. But I think a lot of people, when they hear this, are going to go, "Oh my gosh, you're 100% right. I've seen this," right? So I've heard 1,000 of you shrieking horror voids, right? And sling your insult, sling your ad hominem attack, sling your hatred, sling your prejudice right at me, right? Because you don't have to pay the consequence, right? You're so wrong. The consequence you've paid is so high and you have no idea what it is, right? And so not only are you lost to you and you can never find your way back to yourself, you can never find your way back to what was good in you. That's not the true full horror of it. What is the true full horror of it is the Humavoid, okay? So a lot of times people will say, "Hey, Scott, you're saying the same thing to me that you said to another person," right? And I'm like, and the reason why is you're not a person. You're not a person at all. You've severed yourself from your humanity, right? But what you are is a second of the shriek, a whispering howl from the Humavoid, this new thing that has been created, right? So we have thousands of you. We have thousands of you people who have severed themselves from their humanity, severed themselves from anything that was ever good or valuable or worthwhile in themselves, right? And now you speak evil, bad, mean things without consequence, right? And the reality is, the reason why is you have become an element, a breath, a mote within the Humavoid. What is the Humavoid? It is everything that's evil in humanity as one creature, one ethereal, spectral creature, right? It flashes through the internet. It disrupts out of phones and computers and everything that can carry text, right? And it is the collected evil manifestation of humanity. And you have lost all of your individuality, and you're simply part of the force that is the Humavoid. This soulish, shrieking horror that carries the worst hatred, the worst prejudice, the worst animosity of humanity in one soulless, ethereal, close to infinite creature that just kind of spews out hatred every single day through shadow accounts. You are the Humavoid. You're a single breath within that horrible, horrible, ethereal creature, right? And I don't think you'll ever escape it. I think when you pass from this life, you will literally be connected to the Humavoid. You will see how every time you insulted someone with your anonymity, you'll see that there was just one individual, the Humavoid, and that you were a breath within its lungs, and that you fueled its hatred, you fueled its horrible, evil power, and that you were never once. And I think it happens after the seventh time. The seventh time you say something through your shadow account, sever's done, right? Your humanity's gone. Everything good and worthwhile in you is gone. And I do mourn for you, because you are gone. You're never going to find your way back. You're not a person anymore, in my humble opinion. You're just a breath within the shadow void. And you're damned. You are truly damned. You thought there was no consequence to this? The consequence was far higher than you ever expected. You're damned. I think there's one thing in the world that could bring you back. One. Search my videos, you'll hear it. My incredible condolences for who you were. You were something of value yesterday, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.